Hi V, hi everyone else, welcome to Gaping Chasm. Today I'm doing a different sort of video. You're not going to see my face, you're just going to see my hands, which are very red. I wanted to do some journal flip-throughs. Also, let me apologize real quick. You're going to hear squeaking. My floor is just squeaky. I'm going to try to prevent as much squeaking as I can. But today I wanted to do some journal flip-throughs. I have a bunch of journals here. I have been using journals for like forever. I can actually tell you this is the first one, and this one started being used in December of 2016. It's not focusing exactly, and also it's just kind of faded, but that is what it says. These are all the Lecterm notebooks. I prefer these to Moleskine. I just think that like the dotted pages and being paginated is really important to me. They are kind of like bullet journals, but it's very much my own take on bullet journals. This one is probably the closest to being a dedicated bullet journal there is, but none of these are like pretty necessarily, but they're all very much me, and I think they give a really good insight into my own brain. So this is my current one that I use every day, constantly. I just got it. It's in really good condition still. I wanted to just show you like where I am right now with it. I just wanted to start with this one because it is the nicest looking. But then we are going to go chronologically, starting with my oldest one that I have. So I do use the table of contents a little bit. I don't look at it that often, but perhaps later in the year I'll be like, oh, where did I put, you know, the YouTube video ideas page? And then I'll go back to it. Here we've got a book tracker, and this starts in March, which is when I actually got this notebook, and not actually at the beginning of the year. I read quite a few books before these, but I have the title of the book, month it was read, and then the rating as well, and I really like how it looks. And then we've got some blank pages, and then we've got March. So I did start this in March. Like I said, it's not exactly a bullet journal, though this one looks the most like it. So that's just like a title page that isn't even completely filled out. A writing tracker, Instagram tracker, like what I wanted to post and when. And if you can see here, I would just tape paper over where I had messed up or changed my mind and stuff, and that actually worked pretty well. And then this was a YouTube idea tracker, a money tracker I didn't use, an exercise tracker I didn't really use, and then my dailies. So I would have like the day of the week and then the things I wanted to do every day no matter what. Here it's reading, self-care, writing, a big energy project. And here I have actually my work schedule. So I have it like boxed in the hours I would work. And that, I really love how it looks. It was a great way for me to actually track it and keep track of it. You're gonna see, obviously, I don't have any boxes for that anymore on my dailies moving forward. And then if I decided to do a little journaling, or if there was like other things that I wanted to get done or other notes, I would put the date and then box around those things. So yeah, just some more of that. This is some ideas for YouTube projects. This is an unused spread that didn't work out. Then we have April, which I really like how this looks. We'll see if I actually use these things. A writing tracker, and I do track by minutes. A banking tracker, so we're gonna cover that, but that's banking. This is kind of to chart how much work I do every day, like how much time I spend focused on work. Here's my Instagram, and then the YouTube one. So spoilers. No, just kidding. But yeah, some information on that. And then my dailies. Here's some notes on cleaning I want to get done and rearranging for my room. This is just like an ideal schedule that I kind of have been working on. I don't know why I gave it a whole page like this, but there it is. Some more notes on cleaning the room and stuff. These are some pages that didn't end up being anything. This was some writing. And here's for a YouTube video I'm currently doing. I'm watching all the Disney Plus movies, and you'll actually see this video going up probably in a week from now. Watching all the Disney Plus movies, and this is just like my rating for them so far. And this is a page where I'm saving up for stuff because I don't have income right now. I'm saving up like $1 a day. Not spending any money, and I have some money, and I'm just like making myself work for things. But yeah, that's all I have in this one. Not super impressive, but it's pretty, and this is, you know, the one I'll probably be using for the foreseeable future. So then we have this one, which has a bunch of just gorgeous stickers on it. I think they probably all came from Redbubble. Yellow is my favorite color, which is why I started with yellow. This one did go from, again, it's kind of faded and the camera doesn't focus really well on it, but December 23rd, 2016 to August 6th, 2017. So this is from quite a few years ago now. A lovely quote from the Raven Voice. And I'm not going to do a bunch of talking for these pages. I think I'm just going to flip through a lot of them, and if there's something interesting, I will stop and talk about them. But there's, I want to say like 250 pages per each one of these notebooks. So if I stopped and talked about everything, it would be a lot. As you can see, I did kind of start this notebook with the intention to do a sort of bullet journal thing, and it did kind of work. As you can see, I did have like everything I needed to do each day, but you'll watch, it quickly devolved. Like already you can see it devolving. Oh, this was me trying to figure out what to read next, I think. But like classic novel version. I actually really loved how this worked and how it was like set up. But I don't do that to figure out how I read anymore. It's just a little overwhelming. I do also want to point out, back at this time, I was still in school. But yeah, I was still at school at the time, so you'll see a lot of stuff related to homework or to schoolwork or to like classes and whatnot in here. You will also notice here's another like reading thing. I love making lists of stuff. It is just really relaxing and calming for me to do that. And helps me put my thoughts in order. And sometimes I think as I put the list together. Even though I don't do a lot of like journaling or diary writing, these do kind of serve as like diaries in a way, because they are like snapshots of my life at the time, and just I could look back and be like, oh, that's what I was like focusing on during this time. That's what was really concerning to me. I mean, like here you can see that like my classes at the time I was taking a math class, a gender women's studies class, and a Shakespeare class. So like that on its own is just kind of a snapshot. You know, it's like a good idea of, oh, that's what I was taking, that's what I was learning about, that was probably where my brain was at. Here's more like cleaning. This was like television shows that I was watching. You know, oh, this is actually really, oh wow, that's a bit nostalgic. At this time I was watching Hannibal with my friend Megan. I was watching Doctor Who on Fridays with friend V and Hannah, and this was great because we were showing Hannah like the show, and she got really invested, and I don't think she meant to when we first started. That was a really great time. That was sophomore year. Like, you know, so it's not diary entries, but it is still like a diary in some ways. Yeah, here's me like trying to figure out next term. Oh, we're gonna pause here. This is like a spread that I was doing kind of, I adored this spread. It wasn't like planned in advance. It was just go with the flow kind of thing, and I adored it. It was the best way to keep track of stuff. Every day was a different highlighter I was using. I would love to go back to something like this, and maybe next month in my current notebook I will, because it was so satisfying to be able to check stuff off and just like look at how pretty it is. You're gonna tell, I think I stuck with this one for a while just because it was really satisfying. Or at least variations of that one, because yeah, it's super satisfying. Oh wow, these were the books that I was interested in reading at the time. That's so funny, there's God's Grave. So here's like an actual diary entry. These will pop up occasionally. They're not that common. I have a hard time just like sitting and writing them. Oh, this would have been from a writing workshop. You will see in several of the notebooks, I do keep notes from writing workshops in here. Those were mostly, you know, they were like classes, but I took the writing I did very seriously, and these notebooks are such an important part of my life. I wanted to keep those kind of notes outside of my regular class notebooks, and somewhere that I would look back at them with not necessarily not like with the same mind that I use when I look at like homework, but it's something that I want to be like incredibly proud of beyond how I would feel for homework. Here we've got some budgeting stuff. Oh wow. This is old enough I don't mind like sharing it. Oh, this is from Steak and Shake and Target. These would have all been from Galesburg where I went to school. I think. That one's from Crystal Lake. Maybe this was spring break? I don't know, actually. I lie. It may not be from Galesburg. Oh, we're in the summer, so it's probably summer stuff. I think this was me keeping track of when I finished books. I read Name of the Wind that long ago. Oh, that book feels so fresh still. I guess this was a budget plan. I don't know why I kept this one bookmarked. You know what? It was probably for the reading. More budgeting stuff. I actually did a good job back then. Voltron. I don't think I watched that this summer. Like, the summer that we're looking at. I think it took me a lot longer to get to it. No, it definitely did. But I was thinking it was in my subconscious even back in July of 2017. Oh, this was, I think it is stuck in there now, but this was like the door decorator that our RA put on all the doors. I didn't realize I kept that. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, that's my first one. Again, because it's not, you know, focusing exactly, but this is ripped, as you can see. I would actually like stuff a pen. I'd have it hang off there, the pen that I was using, and that was just like my convenient way of holding on to that. So yeah, this was my first, and an oldie and a goodie. I adore this one. I mean, I carried it with me everywhere. It was well loved. Yeah, I mean, all of them get really beat up by the end of their lives. This one I'll always cherish. I mean, I always cherish all of them, but this one's real special. Alright, here's number 2. This stuff you see on the top is hot glue, and it used to cover the whole thing, but I would just peel it off when I got bored. It's focusing a bit better on this one. But this is from August 7th, 2017 to February 28th, 2018. Oh, I think this one has probably the most damage done to it. But we'll see. Here's like the, I don't know why I kept it, but here's the rest of the hot glue stuff. I think when this one started, my intention was less of bullet journal and more of writing journal, and I would draft in here, and that didn't happen. But it started. This was for a story called Viva La Vida, I think. I'm the cyborg cop, and they're AI, and I'm the cyborg cop and Al Capone and his gang, and I have to stop them. I have no idea what this horrible writing. This was only a couple years ago. What was this about? I think it was a children's book, but I don't remember. Oh, I tried to do important pages from volume 1, which is the yellow one. I don't think I actually stuck to that. Here were the tarts that I used during that time. I don't know why I kept that. I forgot about that. Some wax seals, because why not? Oh, look! More wax seals. And some green wax. Scented wax. You'll also notice a lot of sticky notes. I don't do it so much now, but when I was in school, I used sticky notes for like everything and had them everywhere to just designate a million different things. Oh, Oh, this was some information for studying abroad. I think you're going to see a lot of that in this notebook. Oh, this is actually really cool. I'm actually still really proud of this sketch. But for a project for one of my classes, me and my partner, we went and we sat in this sort of gardeny area in Galesburg that no longer exists. It's been dismantled, and they're going to repave it and turn it into a much nicer park. But yeah, this is a sketch I took of the place, and I'm actually incredibly proud of that still. I think it turned out quite nicely. I so rarely say I'm proud of like art I do, but I'm proud of that one. You'll also see sometimes I write in cursive and sometimes I write in regular print. Well, here's another sketch that I'm quite happy with still. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes I write in cursive, sometimes in regular print / in all capital letters. I actually really like writing in cursive. I would take all my notes in cursive in classes, and I still sometimes write in cursive for myself. I don't like to write in cursive for things that other people will see because I'm really sloppy at it. So, and also, like, if I want something to look aesthetically appealing, like my notebooks, which I do quite enjoy when they're aesthetically appealing, I tend not to write in cursive. It's not that I can't read my own cursive, it's that I just think it's really ugly. I definitely don't have flowy, pretty cursive. It's very much just useful and to the point cursive. You'll also notice a lot of highlighters. I love highlighters. I use them constantly and for like everything. I adore highlighters. And I've actually gone through a lot of highlighters, but I'll show you actually. These are the ones that I've been using the most right now. They're UB. I got them at Target. They're tiny, but they've actually lasted forever. I think I've had them for like 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years, and they've lasted pretty good. I think this was probably like a map for a fantasy story that I was writing, or thinking about writing. Yeah, or sci-fi maybe. I think this must be, now I see, I think that's a sticker from Waterstones. Pretty sure. So I think at this point I've probably gotten into the point where I'm abroad at this juncture. Although I haven't seen a date in a while. But I definitely am, because this was my postcard sending plan that I don't think ever worked out, so apologies to all my friends. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we're in January. Watercolors. I love watercolors. It did not really work out for this so well. Although I would love to integrate watercolors with bullet journaling again. My bullet journal was integral when I was abroad. I don't know what I would have done without this notebook. Or the next one that we're about to get to. It's You can see I would make spreads and then not use them. But yeah, this really helped me keep track of everything. And there's a lot going on. Some ripped out pages. I think we're at the end. All right. So this is the notebook that I had the longest. This was from June 2018 to March 2020. I don't have an exact date because I just couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I picked this up. This notebook I actually bought abroad while I was in Greenwich. There was a lectern. I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it was a store dedicated just to them. And I found this one and I picked it up. These stickers are done by Prince Cake. I got them for ordering a standee. And this notebook has actually retained its shape pretty well. It's not too beat up. Here, before we even get to the notebook, this was me like saving up for stuff that I wanted. That was just how I would do it. It'd be like a mark for every dollar I had saved up for the item. Oh, these were the movies I wanted to see at the time. I didn't see that many of them. I always like want to see a lot of movies and then never do. I'm trying to remedy that now that I am back living at home and normally have a job. Oh, this garlic bread recipe is amazing. I make the best garlic bread when I have the right type of bread. Yeah, a lot of watercolor in this one. And actually, what's interesting is we've moved from being abroad to being back home at Knox again pretty quickly. This notebook covers a lot of time and a lot of ground. I used it as a catch-all, and I didn't use it as like religiously as I'd used the other two. I don't know why that change happened. It just did. Voltron! What was this for? Oh wow, yeah. So at this point I've reached the point where I'd watched Voltron and become obsessed with it. Wow. Here's like some notes that I guess I wrote in another notebook but wanted in there. Sometimes it happened. So that gaping chasm, that was some early ideas for the blog for YouTube here. I should actually, one of those I'm still into. Originally, the name Gaping Chasm came from V, first of all. V created the name. But we did a radio show together at school. And it was called Gaping Chasm. It was a live ASMR show. And it was awesome. We were really good at it. Yeah, sometimes I scratch stuff out. Violently. But yeah. Oh, here were some notes for here were some more video ideas. Here was some stuff for a video that never turned out. I recorded it and filmed it and then ran into a million problems while editing it and just gave up. There was a lot of that early in the channel, which is why there's so much time between some posts. It just is really difficult for me sometimes to get a video to turn out. I think that I learned a lot about editing and filming and recording, though, during that time. Oh, if you've seen the Animorphs video, yeah, that's my information about that. Some early scripts for that. Sorry about the that beep. That was my watch. You're gonna see a lot of red ink in this book. I actually love red pens. Red pens are one of my favorite things to write with. They just aren't acceptable for a lot of like writing for educational stuff, but I actually quite adore them. That's a goal I have still. Doesn't seem super likely, but you know, it's there. I haven't completely given up on it. Oh, this is for Stardew Valley. It was a list of things I needed to collect because I kept forgetting. And I hated having to keep going back to the community center to find out. Yeah, you can see these last couple pages were me preparing to move to a new book. Yeah, I normally run the notebooks to the end, but I actually have a few pages blank over here. But yeah, this has been a journal flip through. I hope you enjoy. I won't be doing a bunch of editing on this video, even if I stumble and say a lot. It's a little more of a casual video, but I wanted to kind of share this part of my life. It's a kind of a pretty big reflection on me as a person and my growth and just how my mind works, because this is a pretty tangible example of how it works. Goodbye, V. Goodbye, everyone else. I'm gonna go have lunch.